What's up, everybody? Welcome to Narco Cop MMA, and this is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 94 now, UFC 301. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host here, Timothy Troiano. What is up, Timothy? 13 fight card here. We lost one, still have 13. UFC 301. How do you feel about this card?
Don't want to have to pay for it. No, I think it's an all right card. If it was an Apex card, it would be pretty good. But I think for a pay-per-view, I think it's kind of lower level. But definitely interested to hear some of your takes and try to get some money spots for the crowd and the culture.
Yeah, I probably one of my favorite cards of the year, betting wise. So I feel pretty confident in this card, actually, betting wise. Yeah, I do want to say that Timothy hit his Lambo Parlay last week, 66-1. That was pretty nice. First one of the year for him, so that's a start. I do want to shout out my chat per usual. Let's see here. Elijah Juan, what is up? Appreciate the Lambo play last week, boys. Much love. Let's keep it rolling this week. Mushroom, what's up, Marco and Tim? One more sleep. Let's cash another Lambo Parlay. Thank you. There will be blood. Let's cash multiple Lambos this week. Oh, that would be nice. Jesse Q, what is up, my man? Thank you for being here. Joshua Frick, week pay-per-view, but got two bangers on tonight in Narco and Tim. Appreciate you. Dixon, what is up, man? Can I interest you in a bit? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm not interested in Vince Pichel. I'll say that. DA07, shout out to Tim for last week's Lambo Parlay. Let's cash those tickets. Exactly, sir. Fresh Gambles, what is up? As well, double flush, time to cash those tickets. Yes, sir. Bonjour, Arturo Mija. Thank you for being here. Craig Crowley, what is up? Steverson in the house. Azure Blue, what is up, my man? Sauna Pete hit big last week on the show. Nice. I think you're a first timer, but that's nice to have you in here. Glad you hit it last week. Kilo Whiskey, finally catching in the live stream. Another first timer. What is up, my man? Felix. Let's go. I got a good feeling about this card. I do as well, to be honest. So, Das Files, what is up? Thank you for being here. Luis says, Narco called the sub one on Taco. Yeah, I did. And I hit it too, actually. Aussie Fight Fan, what is up, my man? Thank you for being here. WSOOP, happy Friday. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Not in says, did you see that? Yes, I did. That was pretty funny. Jack Stacy, Luke Goblin is here. What is up, Luke? Thank you for being here. Rips and Picks. Congrats on the parlay last week. I haven't heard from him in forever. He's been MIA. Hills and Creeks. Let's go. Money time, baby. First time here from Australia. What is up, man? Thank you for joining. Air Dog. What's up, my man? Peeman. Let's go, baby. Mixed gambling artist says, let's go. Yeah. 128 already in here. Tim, we got 13 fights to get through. Let's not mess around. Let's give these people some winners. First fight of the night in the flyweight division. It is the 13-4 Alessandro Costa versus the 9-2 Kevin Borjas. And I will start it off this week. Let's change it up a bit here. This fight, I like the Borjas side. I mean, I like the money line side first off. But what I like most about this fight for Borjas is the calf kicks. It's the 1-2 up the middle. It's the durability. It's the cardio. Things that I don't like from Costa. I think he's very heavy on his lead leg. He's a guy that likes to wing those big punches, big hooks. He's going to leave his calf right there to be kicked. We saw him do it to Joshua Van, who's also a boxer. But Joshua Van is a little bit more bouncy than Costa is. Costa's very heavy on that lead leg. I do think that Borjas can butcher that lead leg. I do think that Borjas can land his 1-2. I think he has nice combos with his boxing. I think this guy is improving. His flaw is obviously, the ground game, right? It's a little bit iffy in the ground, but I'm not very concerned, honestly, with Costa. I think he makes mistakes. He rushes things. And the other thing is, when I watched Borjas against Victor Diaz, who is a very good guy on the ground, not to mention The guy, fights at 35 normally here, and he's a big, strong guy, that Diaz guy. So he did get him down, but honestly, he never really managed to get. I mean, he got decent positions. I shouldn't say that, but Borjas managed to get out of him pretty easily. I just think Costa is going to get hurt to the body, is going to get his calf destroyed. Borjas is going to finish this guy, in my opinion. I think he's kind of chinny as well. That's the other thing. KO 2-3 here is 1,000 and 1,300. Actually, round 3 in general, if you have Hard Rock, is 1,300. Go hit that. I think that's a good bet. But I think I honestly feel pretty strongly about Borjas finishing this guy. Later in this fight, he's going to blast that leg off. He's going to chew up that body. And he's going to, Joshua Van got dropped by this guy. Joshua Van got buzzed very hard in round 3 by this guy. In my opinion, those shots, I don't think Costa can take those, to be honest. Joshua Van did. Costa's not taking those. So if he doesn't find a sub early, I think Costa is going to get cooked here. I will say I did play Costa round 1 submission. I think it was 1,600 or something crazy. I think that's the spot. If you like Costa, that's where you're going to look. So, Tim, what do you have here?
Yeah, you hit mine in the last couple sentences that you went with there. I mean, here's the thing. Like I had a few that I thought would be live in this fight. You hit the first with Borjas. I think that if Borjas wins, I theoretically I think he could knock him out in any round, but I like the later round. I do think that it's possible that he could kind of break him, and I do think that the grappling for Costa is his biggest path. And I mean, like, I just read a leaflet of Peruvian BJJ specialists. It's just one little small page of the specialists in BJJ that are from Peru. It's about like 0 guys. We saw last week in Yontop that, I mean, like, just some of these guys, when they get on the ground, they're just not that good. And I feel like you were saying with Costa, I mean, he's super spazzy in going for submissions over position. So I just, for me, I'm not saying that I like that as a long-term like play, like, oh, let's take the guys that are going to bet, if I'm betting money lines or things like that on a guy, I would much rather see them go for position over submission. But if I'm taking a guy at 17-1 on sub 1 or sub at 7-1, or if you want to take even sub 2 at plus 2,200, like, I think that those are good lines for a guy that, like, I was expecting it like to be like 4 or 5-1 for sub for him. I think it's his path. I also don't really know with Costa. Like, I honestly, like, I don't know his level. Like, he's either fighting guys that are just like, he's just way better than, or he's way worse than. So it'll be interesting to see. This is kind of like a more around his level type fighter. So it'll be interesting to see how this fight plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's like most likely sub or bust for this guy. Maybe he can control, I guess. I just don't see it, honestly. I mean, if he doesn't sub him,
he just doesn't go for control. Like, he's just constantly trying to pass or take backs. And
that's what I'm saying. He's just all about submission over position. So that's why he loses those positions so often. All right, let's see what the chat says here real quick. Hit a 9130. Give me Borjas 2-3, says Joel. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being here. Borjas, baby. We have a lot of Borjas love. Peruvian BJJ is a Pelle's knee bar. I don't know about that. I don't know if he's going to pull a knee bar. This guy is not probably not going to grapple, in my opinion, but he's not going to want to mess around in the grappling, at least. Let's move on. Fight 2. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 19-4 Ismael Bonfim versus the 14-3 Vince Pichel. This one's yours, Tim.
Interesting fight. Vince Pichel is aging like milk. He's just a really, really old dude. And his style of fights, just the way that he fights is kind of reliant upon having the ability to be durable and the ability to kind of like grapple, and you just mix up his game against guys. And I just think that it's the last fight with Madsen to me was just like kind of red flags everywhere. I thought that he would just be able to piece him up if they were standing, and it didn't look it wasn't not as like, oh, my one-sided as I would have thought going into that fight. So I think he's getting like significantly slower as he's aging. I mean, as we all do, Father Time is undefeated. And then you got Bonfim on the other side, and Bonfim's like just way faster, kind of picks his shots defensively he's defensively responsible on the feet. Guys that he's getting subbed against, I think, are significantly more elite grappling and way younger and way stronger than Pelle. So I just think it's a fight where I kind of like, it's not a Lambo. I mean, I kind of think that it's most likely a decision for Bonfim, but it's not a Lambo. So I'm gonna take a shot on maybe him being able to catch Pelle later on in the fight. Maybe be able to kind of break him down with some kicks, slow him down even more than he is, and then just start target practicing from the body to the head and getting him out of there and KO in round 2 or KO in round 3. So KO 2s plus 700, KO 3s plus 1,000 for Bonfim. I don't hate those. I do kind of, like I said, I do kind of think that it's more of a decision, but those are good lines for him to finish the fight late.
Yeah. I mean, guys, he's been sub 4 times. Elite, all of those guys are way, way better grapplers than Pelle. He's not getting subbed by Pelle. Just, it is not. I don't want to even look at the sub because I don't even think it's live at all. He's not getting subbed by this guy. I couldn't really find anything I liked here, to be honest. There was nothing that really stuck out to me. Like, everything is like juiced. Bonfim is explosive. I think he can knock him out, but it's 175. I don't want to pay 175 to see if he can knock out Pelle, who's only been knocked out, I believe, 1 time in his career. When I looked at Pelle, he's faced guys that can like wrestle but not really grapple. The only guy that has BJJ was Gillespie, and he got him. I'm taking a poke on the sub, to be honest, on Bonfim because it's plus 500. He does have subs. I could see even a scenario, a club and sub type of scenario, Tim, where he hurts Pelle and Pelle tries to shoot or something and he gets caught. He is a black belt at the end of the day. He prefers to strike, obviously, but I just think 5-1, that's kind of where I lean as a value play because I can't play KO plus 175. Come on. We know how Vince Pelle is going to fight. He's going to fight smart for the most part. I just don't think, I would be kind of surprised if he just like one hits him. So, yeah, I mean, plus 500, nothing I love, to be honest, in this fight. It's like one of those where I had to dig, and that's what I came out with. Narco, tell me you're not sick. No, man, it's these allergies. I still cough a little bit. Not sick at all. It's just so weird. Freaking allergies are annoying as hell. Let's move on. Fight number 3. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 6-2 Diane Barbosa versus the 5-0-1 Ernesta Kete. I will kick this one off. This is one that I gave to my Discord. Here's the thing with this fight. I've seen Barbosa slow down immensely in some of these fights. I've seen her dropped by Jenna Bishop in a fight. I've seen her destroyed on the cage and got destroyed for a knockout. And I know Ernesta does not hit hard. I don't think she's like a big hitter or anything. But it's the volume, it's the pressure, it's the constant forward pace and throwing. And if this girl Barbosa cannot get this fight to the ground, she's going to be in big trouble, in my opinion, later in this fight. You're going to give me KO2 at 2,500, and you're going to give me round 3 at 3,000 at this point on Hard Rock. Or you could play her KO3. It's like 3,300. I'm going to fucking play it because I think you know, what I saw in Dana White's Contender Series is I saw a vicious girl coming forward, throwing a shit ton of volume, busting up that girl's face all over the place. You know, that Carly girl, a lot of girls are probably going to get finished there, man. That girl's tough as shit. So, yeah, this girl doesn't have power, but she has volume, she has pressure, she has pace, all the things you want to see in WMMA where she could possibly break a girl. She's the younger girl. She's going to show improvements. She possibly gets, you know, even more power as she's, you know, getting a little bit older here. So, I mean, those are huge numbers. And honestly, Barbosa is very shaky to me. I don't know. I don't know about what I see from this girl, but I think she has quit in her, honestly. And I think this type of girl that has volume, pressure, and pace can make her quit. So, round 2, 2,500 KO. Round 3, 3,300, 3,000. I like it. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't think that Barbosa is anything great striking. I don't think that she's especially early. I don't think that she's like dead striking against her. I just think that she's going to be massively out volumed. But I don't think that she's like just a terrible, terrible striker on the feet. Like I'm not, it's not her strength by far. It's not her strength. Like she's a judoka. She's, I believe, an Olympian in judo. And then she's a black belt in BJJ. And for me, it's like, I think Ernesta is a fish on the ground. And again, like, can she have made improvements? She is young for sure. I'm going to wait there's nothing predictive data-wise that says that she's gotten better. We haven't seen it yet. If she shows that she's defending takedowns and she's getting up off of her back in this situation, then absolutely, like later on in a few fights coming up, we'll be like, all right, well, she's improving this area. Sometimes you can see that with fighters, and it's drastic improvements, but I need to see it because the few fights that I've seen, Ernesta, she's just not good on the ground, as well as not really good at defending takedowns. So, I mean, when you say that you're going to have like a judoka who's going to probably try to clinch and then just be judo throwing, as well as a black belt in BJJ, like to me, I think that the interesting play on this is like you could go sub, and I think later on with the parlay, I'm going to probably have like this, you know, the sub in the parlay, but like you could go sub in this fight for Barbosa, and you could go sub like early, but you could also like, I mean, you could also just take the hedge on like round 1, round 2, and then take small stabs at even like KO 1, 2. It, like for me, I would lean that it's going to be sub. So I'll say that first and foremost. Like it's most likely going to be a sub, but we see this all the time in grappling advantages when a fighter has a massive grappling edge that they get a position that the fighter that's the fish just can't get out of. And it's a back take and they flatten them out and then they start ground and pound, or it's a mount and they just start elbowing and they like, you're getting like 17-1 on KO and 39 and 50-1 on KO 1 and 2. Like I almost would rather go round 1, round 2, and then take small stabs at KO 1, KO 2 in this spot for Barbosa. I mean, you're getting, it's like plus 550 versus plus 700 on sub 1 versus round 1. And then it's plus 800 versus plus 950. I mean, it's like get a little bit greedy or take small stabs at something that could potentially happen. I would much rather take the dollar off on both of those props and take small stabs at 39 and 50-1. Because I do think it's possible that she gets on the ground and she gets a major advantage on the ground and gets just this huge position. And you never know. I mean, like in these situations, you hate missing on a KO at fucking
everybody seems to be on that. I've literally seen that a million people give that play of KO.
Yeah, I don't think that it's I don't think that it's the likely thing that happens, but it's just she just has a much better edge on the ground. I mean, it is a pretty big edge on the ground. And I just feel like when you have the jiu-jitsu there, that if she gets to mount or if she gets her to turn her back and then she flattens her out, it's like, dude, take the neck or just keep punching. And it's like at that point, like 39 and 50-1 for round. I do think it's early. I do think it's round 1 or round 2. I don't think, like you said, I don't think it's like she's going to be taking her down in round 3 as easily as she will in round 1 and 2. And I don't think that her gas tank is like be able to grapple hard for 15 minutes. So
my issue with her is she couldn't even finish this Middleton chick, who's awful.
Yeah,
And
I don't think it's like I don't think that she's like super aggro on the ground or super aggro in general. It's more just a numbers and it's more that the sub is so like low that it's like it's so close. Like the inside the distance and the sub are like within 50 cents, and then the round props within $1. So like I would just rather take small stabs at the inside the distance as opposed to sub and things like that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not like saying, oh, Ernesto's like fucking a great fighter. I just think she's younger. She's improving. One thing I like is the volume and the pace, the pressure, you know, that's the certain things I like. But like, I have fraudulent vibes from, or flaky vibes from Barbosa, honestly. There's those flaky vibes from her um, I just see on tape, to be honest. I don't know how to explain. Moving on, fight number 4. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 9-1 Mauricio Ruffy versus the 17-7 Jamie Malarkey. This one's yours.
Absolutely true, Sean. Absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, this fight for me is like kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I can see this fight going a few different ways. I'm not super high on Ruffy, and I'm not saying that he's not like okay, but there's some things that I don't think that are. I think like he's low volume. I thought he was losing the fight in Contender Series until he won it. He's in and out. He even though he's like tries to do his Conor McGregor imitation, like he still is hittable. I have zero. I'd actually ask you on this one. Like, I have zero idea what this guy looks like grappling. Like, I have zero idea, like at all, like what he looks like off of his back and like what he does in these situations. If like, I have no idea. So to me, I feel like there's a few different spots that I might like take small stabs at. I mean, Jamie Malarkey by submission is like burning money, like historically for people that have taken him by submission. It's like 20-1. Like it to me, for a guy that goes for 2.5 to 3 takedowns per fight, you're typically yelling at Jamie McCarthy to like fight smart and take these guys down before he gets knocked down or knocked out. But like, I don't know. To me, I just think that 20-1 is kind of stupid if he proactively grapples and this guy looks like a fish off the ground. I don't think that it's like a super likely outcome, but it's fucking 20-1. So that's kind of stupid to me. And the other play I would say in this fight, and this is totally kind of a hot take, like, I don't know. I feel that this fight, if it goes, it could be extremely splitty. Like it's just a question of what do you get with Malarkey? Is he completely toasted, which he absolutely possibly could be? The guy's coming off of getting knocked out twice in the same fight 4 months ago. He's gotten knocked out in his last 2 fights, but I mean, literally got knocked out twice in the last fight. He seems like he's broken. He seems like his chin is dusted. So don't get me wrong. I could for sure see Ruffy KOing him at any moment, but I do feel like if Malarkey can like stay, if he has any chin left whatsoever, the volume and I think the hitability of both guys is there. It could be close. So end split is plus 650. You can, I don't hate that, and I also don't hate Malarkey by submission at 20-1.
Yeah, I think Malarkey is getting knocked out. I mean, I think his chin is gone. I don't think it's a matter of like if it's gone. It's fucking gone. Like this guy's getting dropped, knocked out left and right. Like it's fucking gone, guys. What other proof do you need that this guy's chin is fucked? I mean, every fight, Nasbret, knockout. McDessie dropped him. Muhammad Naimov knocked him out. Johnson dropped him. Jalen Turner knocked him out. I mean, that's the last fucking 5 or 6 fights. Do we need more proof that this guy's chin is fucked? I mean, it's fucked. And he's facing a very big hitter in Ruffy, in my opinion. This guy is low volume, but he hits extremely fucking hard. And, you know, he's dropping down to 55. He should not have even been at, if you look at the Contender Series fight, that Russian dude looked like 2 weight classes bigger than this guy. You know, he just should not be fighting at 70. Now he's at 55. Now he's the bigger guy at 55. And I think he's going to have an easier time knocking, even though he knocked out everybody at 70. I just think his power is going to be even worse. I mean, translate even more to 55 now against the guy. It's Chinny. This is a bad fucking matchup. And the other thing you mentioned is about grappling. When I look at that Russian guy can't take him down and a bunch of other guys that are good grapplers at 70 can't take this guy down, what makes me think fucking Jamie Malarkey is going to take this guy down? I don't see it. I don't think he's taking him down. And if that's the case, he's going to fucking get knocked out and he's going to wake up thinking he's in Australia, Jamie Malarkey. So I don't even know what round it is because the problem is Ruffy is a slow starter, like in a lot of his fights, kind of slow. And I could see Malarkey kind of like, bouncing around and not really doing that stupid fake, that little thingy that he does, like he's a pro boxer when he's not. The one thing I realize is Malarkey's been getting knocked out round two. He does have a couple of round ones too. I mean, this guy's been knocked out 5 fucking times out of his 7 losses. So, since Ruffy's a slow starter and I see like Malarkey kind of gets knocked out later, the prices suck, but KO 2-3 is not 5 and 900. I just think he's going to knock him out. The first time he touches him clean, this guy's getting knocked out. Malarkey's shot to me. Guy's shot. They're bringing him here to face a fighting nerd, to get knocked out in Brazil. I just feel all that lines up. I mean, look at Malarkey. He beat McDessie, but he lost that fucking fight, dude. Like,
yeah, he's getting super
travesty. It's travesty that they gave that to Malarkey.
Even Johnson, I think he lost.
But it was in Australia. So, I mean, can he get robbed there? Of course he can get robbed, Yeah, even Johnson fight was super close. He beat that Prado guy by, laying in his guard or doing nothing. I mean, both guys did nothing in that fucking fight. I'm just not impressed, bro. Malarkey's is shot here, and I think he gets knocked out. Even though it looks like a square play, at whatever it was, plus 100, I think it's probably going to hit.
Yeah, it's probably more than the 50% thing. I mean, like, the thing with Malarkey, too, is, like, we've seen fighters like, I totally agree with you that I think his chin is dead. But, like, we've seen fighters like Garbrandt where they sometimes they'll come out like if he may just try to like wrestle fucking hard in this fight. I don't know that he'll be successful, but that's kind of why I was thinking that the 20-1 on sub might be potentially there. Like if he's just comes out, he says like, I have no chin anymore, I need to change my style. I think that's the only way that possibly works out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he gets knocked out whatever way he does. I think this guy is going to find a knockout, but let's move on. And everybody's shitting on Ruffy for being down 2-0 to the Russian guy. Bro, that Russian guy would fucking eat Malarkey alive, to be honest. I mean, he gassed, that guy gassed, but that guy would destroy fucking Malarkey.
I mean, the guy's name is Ruffy, so he's probably putting somebody to sleep, right?
I mean, he's put everybody to sleep. All of his wins, they've all been put to sleep. So,
what Ruffies do. I mean, this is the definition of what they do, right?
Let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 13-4 Joey Kim Silva versus the 14-2-1 Jakar Close. Well, I think Close wins, but Silva submission at 1,200 is just off in my opinion. Selecki had his back. Selecki had almost a rear naked choke in there. Silva's dangerous if this fight hits the ground. And for whatever reason, closest fights almost always hit the ground, whether it's him, whether it's his opponent. For whatever reason, they hit the ground. And I think that's where he can fuck up, make a mistake, and Silva can get him. It's plus 1,200. Why is it so big? It's on Fanatics and Hard Rock. If you have those, it's just too big of a number for me, man. For a guy that has better BJJ, for sure. I'm 100% sure. Neto BJJ has better BJJ. So, yeah, I mean, it's just something that I'm playing a number on. It's plus 1,200. It's just crazy. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I do agree that the number is wide, but not being able to sub Clay Guida in that fight was just the most painful shit ever. I think that was my Lambo in that fight was, all right, he's gonna is Neto BJJ, as you said. If you got to be able to sub Clay Guida, come on now, right? But yeah, I mean, close is I think didn't what's his face also have like an arm bar before he got slammed to the ground in that fight? Yeah, so for me, I kind of lean on the other side. I kind of think that close round 2, close round 3, most likely a KO. I think that the chin for Neto BJJ is kind of a question mark. I think it is cardio is a question mark. I think that the edge. I think that there could be moments for him where the striking is close, and I think there could be moments. I think that close doesn't really ever separate in fights, but I also think like he's got a little bit underrated power. He doesn't always get knockouts, but like he buzzed Benil before he got killed. Like I think he's got some power, and I think he has enough power to knock out Silva in this fight. So yeah, round 2, 3, 750, 950. I wouldn't hate even the KO if you wanted to get a little bit greedy on it.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 6. It is in the It is in the lightweight division. It is the 16-3 Elvis Brener versus 12-1-1 Maitabek Orolbai. What do you have here, Tim?
Well, that video earlier today was kind of pushing me even farther to this pick. That video earlier with Brener, I don't know if it was like a what they were doing exactly together. All it looked clearly was that he was hurting on his weight cut pretty bad. Did not look like it was easy for him at all. I think that this fight is Orolbai by really whichever way he wants to do it. I feel like he's got advantages everywhere in this fight. I think he's got better cardio. I think he's got significantly better wrestling. Maybe not like pure jiu-jitsu. He's not like a great jiu-jitsu player, but he's just a fucking beast on top. So it's not something that you can like, I just don't think he's going to get guard subbed in this fight. And I feel like also if Brenner's like going for subs in this fight and he's proactively trying to play off his back, it's just going to open up passing. It's just going to open up him being able to just advance position and fuck him up even more. So to me, I feel like I would lean KO for Orolbai, but I'm going to go round 2, round 3. I think it's plus 700, plus 800. The KO 2, KO 3 is plus 1,200, plus 1,500. I mean, could he knock him out in the first round? I also feel like the stand-up is not like, oh my God, this is one-sided either way, or that. I mean, just Guram was just absolutely piecing the living shit out of Brener in that fight. Like his face was broken up. His hair looked like he had gotten like a dye red in his hair just in that fight because he had so much blood. And then he just caught him because he just death gassed in the 3rd round. So to me, I feel like Orolbai has got underrated striking. He's got power in his hands too. So it's possible that he could even KO him on the feet, in my opinion. He doesn't have to just ground and pound him. But I kind of would lean that it's a ground and pound finish. So round 2, round 3. And then if you want to get greedy, go KO 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over Orolbai here. It's my max bet of the week at minus 250. It's 5 units. I think he pretty much destroys Brener, in my opinion. It could be a decision because Brener is tough, whatever. He's durable. He's this, that. The only way I see Brener winning is if this guy death gasses, right? If Orolbai somehow death gasses, he's cutting to 55, blah, blah, blah. Now, if that's the case, and I'm a guy that, like, if I see a line that I just think is off, it doesn't matter if I'm on the other side as a max bet or this and that. It's just, I'm going to probably play it, right? And Brener KO 2-3 is off. It's 4,000 and 5,000, right? How does Brener, he pulls the shit out of his ass in round 2 and 3 all the time. right? And now you're telling me again, you're going to give me these fucking crazy lines of 4 and 5,000 for a Brener KO2, KO3. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a fucking play, right? I mean, this guy pulls shit out of his ass all the time. Look at the Guram fight. It was round 3, you know? And why did it happen? Because Guram got fucking tired. Look at earlier in his career. He had another round 3. I mean, this guy is survive, and then somehow, you know, end up. I don't think it's going to happen. Don't get me wrong, but it's 4,000 and 5,000. You know what I'm saying? 40 and 50 to 1. I think that's his path. Orolbai needs to gas out for him to win. So I think Orolbai has a great chin. You know, the guy's just good cardio, very good wrestling. I think he's going to win here pretty damn easily. That's why I laid the minus 250. But if he gasses, these numbers are off. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I do think Orolbai dominates, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good lines for you to hedge your play a little bit, too.
Yeah, and it's not so much to hedge even. The lines are off, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like you could put very, very minor amount of money on that and just still not lose max, you know?
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Fight number 7. It is in the strawweight division. It is 16-7 Carolina Kowalkiewicz versus the 15-5 Yasmin Lucindo. Oh, God, I hate this one, bro. I don't know which way to go. I just went sub 2-3 Lucindo. It's 15-17. I don't like much on this fight, to be honest. I'm not too fond of Lucindo. I don't think she's a great fighter. I think the line's a bit wide. I just can't trust Carolina at this point in her career. She's very old. She's tough, but I just don't trust her right now. So, yeah, I mean, give me the 2-3 sub here. Tim, what do you like?
Yeah, man, I love it because this was one where I was kind of going back and forth with it as well, and we were on the same page, so that's good shit. Yeah, I have Lucindo sub, and I like the sub 2 as well. It might be 3, but I think it's you know, I actually think it could even be early. I think she's physically stronger. I just think also that Carolina in these last few fights has tried to grapple with the girls and try to be stronger and is, you know, engaging in that game because I don't know. It just seems like she just doesn't want to get hit. So yeah, I just 36. What is she? 36 or 38, something like that.
She's 37, I believe now.
Okay, so right in between there. Yeah, like I mean, that's not a good look at this weight class, and it's not a good look in general for WMMA. So, yeah, give me the younger, more physical girl that goes for takedowns, and when she gets on top, she's not. She goes pretty aggro. So yeah, I think that there's a chance that she can catch the sub here. Plus 430 for sub alone. Sub 2, as you said, is plus 1,500. I think those are both good.
All right. Let's move on. Fight number 8. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 16-3-1 Joe Anderson Brito versus the 17-1 Jack Shore. Tim, off to you here. This is a good fight.
Yeah, this is, man. I'm reminded with Jack Shore, man. I one of my favorite bets over the last couple of years was Ricky Simone subbing him. That was like a gigantic fucking line. I think it was something close to like 16-1 that we hit on that prop. It was disgusting. To me, I just think that there's a bunch of red flags on the Shore side in this fight. He's moving up in weight. He's not like a just absolutely like strong 135er. And he's kind of, I'm not saying noodly, but he's like kind of softer at that weight class, which is why I liked Ricky Simone in that fight so much and why I liked him by sub. I didn't think it would be a club and sub, honestly. Like I thought more it would be just like he's able to, like, Ricky's a better wrestler, Ricky's a more physical guy, and then he'd actually take him down and then do that. And then you saw that, you know, moving up to 145, like against the Amir Khani, like he was getting fucked in that first round. I mean, if Amir Khani doesn't smoke hookahs before the fight, like he probably can finish that fight in round 2 or round 3. Like, to me, I feel like Brito is you're probably like looking at Brito and you're saying, oh, well, he got grappled. He got an ass pull versus Pierce last fight. And he was really getting, ragdolled in that fight. But I mean, I just don't even the definition or the difference between Pierce's grappling and wrestling and strength compared to Jack Shore is just, it's not even close. Like it's not even close. Add that Brito is got like knockout power in one shot, as well as like an insane front choke series that his squeeze is like a fucking death grip. These are all like major signs, red flags for if you're on the Shore side for me. Like I think Shore is like up to like his win condition is like around 3 if Brito's gassing, or like maybe at this halfway mark of the fight if Brito's just death gassing that he starts to take over the fight. But I don't think that happens. I even think that Brito could get a takedown in round 3 and just lay on him. So to me, I think it's round 1, round 2 for Brito. I think it could be either method. I think he could KO him. I think he could catch him on a bad takedown. Round 1 is plus 310. Round 2 is plus 600. I think Brito catches him early, and we are reminded again of how dangerous this fucking guy is.
Yeah, I mean, I like the joiners from Brito, man. Everything I see from this guy is good. Very, very strong. The one fight against Algio where he gassed, I kind of give guys a break, man. First UFC fight against a durable guy, a guy that can go hard 3 rounds in Algio, and he gassed there, right? Okay, fine. But what has he done after that? Jonathan Pierce fight, there was a lot of grappling in that fight. He still looked fine after getting up and getting the ninja choke. He looked fine. His cardio looked fine. Contender series fight. It goes into round 3 against Diego Lopez. Completely fine in that fight. And he was ragdolling Diego Lopez there, man. So now you're telling me this 135er Jack Shore, who's a fucking absolute weakling, is going to come in here and do something against Brito? Wherever this fight hits, I think Algio's screwed, to be honest. So Brito by KO.
Sure, you said Algio.
I'm sorry, huh?
You said Algio. It's Shore.
No, Shore. Sorry. Yeah, I think Brito's going to knock him out. That's my opinion. I don't think it's a sub. KO is plus 260. Give me the KO here, man. I like Brito a lot. I think this guy's strong as shit for 45. Now you're giving him a soft guy in Jack Shore. Honestly, there's someone mentioning it. I don't really pay attention to face-offs and stuff, but I swear I was thinking the same thing. Look at the Dixon. He was shook, bro. Like, looking at fucking Jack Shore, he's like, holy fuck, I got to fight this guy, And the guy just doesn't seem like he should be at 45. Why are you at 45, bro? 100%. You're a fucking noodle at 35. Ricky Simone dropped you at 35 and finished you. Why the hell are you at 45, bro? You're going to get destroyed. And I honestly, walk-off KO. It could. If he lands one big shot, he's literally going to put him to sleep. I promise you. Brito will absolutely – his strikes are telegraphed, but he's a madman. He doesn't give a fuck if you hit him. He's going to come in and try to kill you. So – yeah, man. I mean, to me, it's not right. It's just not right that Jack Shore is fighting at 45. And that's the other thing. I kind of feel like, why is UFC giving him this guy? 35er moving up to 45. And yeah, he fought at 45 last time. But Amir Khani's a gas bag, bro. He was still throwing him around in round 1. But guess what? He's a gas bag. He gets tired. So, yeah, man. I like Brito in a big way here. I think he's going to knock him out. Moving on. Fight number 9. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 17-7-1 Paul Craig versus the 15-1 Caio Borjas. And I will kick this one off. I think Caio KOs him. I think Caio KOs him early. Give me round 1 KO, Tim, at 650 and round 2 at 800. I think it's a knockout. He called a knockout. I think Caio wants a knockout. He wants a finish in front of his fans. And I think he gets it here against Paul Craig. People are saying, oh, well, if he gets in his guard, But who has Paul Craig subbed from his guard that's a high-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy? Ooh, name me one guy That's high-level jiu-jitsu guy that Paul Craig has subbed from his guard. None. Literally none.
Maybe Krylov, kind of.
Krylov is not a high-level jiu-jitsu guy.
Not high level, but he doesn't suck.
No, he's a grappler. He's like a wrestler, grappler, but he's not a jiu-jitsu guy, is my point.
And he was knocked out. He knocked him out like twice before he woke him up.
The jiu-jitsu guys are Andre Muniz, who he didn't get. Brandon Allen, he didn't get. Let me go down this list. Who else has he not gotten? You know, he couldn't get Shogun, who's old as fuck. You know, really nobody, man, nobody. So it's like Jimmy Crute submitted him. You know, there's no fucking way he's subbing Caio Bahayo. Forget about it. Get it out of your fucking vocabulary. He's not gonna sub him. So I think Caio knocks him out 1 or 2. I don't think it goes to 3. What do you have here, Tim?
I have Caio KO. I do think it could be 2 or 3. Just depends on, like, Caio's been just one of these guys where it's just been like sometimes his finishing instincts are just not really that great. Now I do agree with you that he's got like a motivation in this fight to get the KO. To me, it's also like, you know, does he go ego, and does he go like, okay, I can play in your guard? Because that's just stupid. Like, if he's in the Fight Nerds, he's the captain of the Fight Nerds. Like, this is a simple strategy. Keep the fight on the feet, and you're going to murder him on the feet. Like, Paul Craig is the only win condition that he has is off of his back. And I'm not saying like you're saying, like, it's not that I think that he's likely to really sub him, but that's literally his only path is to get a guard sub potentially that just absolute meme shit. Like, so is he stupid, and does he waste time going into his guard and trying to, you know, do whatever? But like, to me, Caio has been in certain fights where it's just been like, dude, what are you doing? This finish is right there. And he's just kind of wasted time and not gone for subs, not gone for, you know, back takes that are there, just wasted time and just kind of like stalling. So to me, I feel like it is possible that it takes a little bit of time for him to get the KO, and that he's not necessarily like foot on the gas like crazy that in round 1. So I do lean KO, but I'm, you know, it's plus 230. So use Lambo, use Corolla, and then small stabs at KO2, KO3. But I do agree that it could happen at any time, but his finishing instincts just scare the shit out of me. Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to, he almost finished the last guy in round 3.
He's almost finished. I mean, I don't think that he hasn't almost, like he's almost
McCall. He finished McCall.
But I mean, that's just like, to me, that's just a layup. Like, just subbing McCall is just an absolute layup. Like, that's the situation where he's got guys where he can finish them. He just doesn't go for the finish. Like, it's mine. Like, having hit violence props on him, which I've had a bunch, in late round props when I'm like, oh, he's going to break it. This is a great style. He knows what to do. He knows
what to do. This week, Tim.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because he hasn't done it doesn't mean. I mean, this is a guy that I think he can get it against.
I totally agree. This is a matchup that is like, if you don't finish this guy, this is a, you know, marking you down. You're on the list.
Oh my God, this is an all-timer. Caio chin super high. He's not knocking him out enough. Paul Craig's not knocking him out. Forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know that his chin is shown.
Caio is very good durability, bro.
Yeah, he took some shots from Murray.
Abusu's an absolute killer, landed some fucking huge shots on him. I would be fucking completely shocked if Paul Craig knocks him out. Forget about it. I don't think that's happening, bro. I really don't. Moving on. Fight number 10. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 30-11 Michel Pereira versus the 21-5 Ihor Poteria. And guys, I have the whisper bet of the week. If you're not sitting, you better sit for this one. So here we are. It's 2024, guys. Okay. And we finally have Michel Pereira minus 715. Welcome to 2024, guys. And if we take a little step back here in time, guys, we're going to go back in time a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. And if you go back in time to the last time Michel Pereira was a minus 500 favorite, he shit the bed versus Tristan Conley. Okay? Now, if we go back in time to the other time that he was a minus 300 favorite, which is the second biggest favorite he's ever been, was just 2022 against Andre Fialho. And that fight was a fucking 50-50 fight. Okay? And he won a decision there. And now, all of a sudden, it's 2024. And after 2 knockouts, okay, one against a chinny guy that gets knocked out by hips in Andre Petrosky. A hip can knock you out. He can run face first in a hip and get knocked out. Andre Petrosky. And then the other one, Mikal, he just absolutely got cooked to the body and he was done. Okay. And now all of a sudden, this guy's minus 700. And I'm not saying Ihor is the best guy because Ihor is not very good. But one thing he's good at is striking. Okay. And the second thing he has going for him, in my opinion, is he's got a very good chin. No matter how you want to slice it, the guy's chin is pretty damn good. So how do we get to minus 700 here? Maybe round 1 finish for Pereira. Maybe everybody's jumping on a train all of a sudden. But bro, this guy is not minus 700 material. Bad fight IQ. Guaranteed. This is him. I promise you. He still has bad fight IQ. He just went to split against the ghost of Santiago Ponzinibbio not very long ago. Okay? Because of 2 knockouts recently, this guy's minus 700. It's wrong, man. It's fucking wrong. This same fucking guy couldn't finish Nico Price or Andre Fialho. Everybody knocks these guys out. So why is this guy such a big favorite now? And he's fighting a guy that was at 205, a big dude, a guy that's bigger than him, right? Fuck that. This line's, I don't care if it happens. This line is all recency bias, guys. This is where the trap comes in. I promise you guys. This is where the trap comes in. Now, if he grapples here heavy, maybe he looks like a big favorite, but I can't trust the guy to grapple. He's going to do spinning shit. He's going to do all kinds of, crazy shit that he loves to do, especially because he's in Brazil. I don't think that's good for him that he's in Brazil because he's probably going to want to highlight knockout and do some crazy shit, right? And maybe gas himself out. So my whisper bet of the week is Ihor Poteria by decision at plus 1,600. That's my whisper bet of the week because the one thing I will say with both guys is I think they're both tough. I do think Pereira's tough. I don't think he's easy to get out of there. And I don't think Ihor is going to get this guy out of there, to be honest. But I do think he could fucking win a decision, honestly, because Pereira fucks around a lot. And when we see, look at his history of fights going to decision. Fialho, very close. Ponzinibbio, he could have even lost that fight. Nico Price, Chaos Williams, lost to Tristan Conley. Guys, this guy is very iffy if the fight hits scorecards. So, with that being said, whisper bet of the week, plus 1,600 decision on Ihor Poteria. What do you have here, Tim?
Dude, this is so gross. Like, I had both guys by decision. Like, I thought that the hot take would be that the fight goes. I think that Poteria, when he's, first of all, like against Bellotto, that fight is stopped like by 95% of refs. Like, I don't understand how that fight did not get stopped. And I also feel like the guys that finish him are grounding him. Like they're not like just standing, like he's not gassing and then they're just killing him on the, like he gets grounded, pounded, and then he kind of can quit then. The only thing that I would add, you said the 1,600 on Ihor points, the Pereira points is plus 460. The split for Ihor is plus 3,500.
Look at this comment. This makes me even more happy.
Yeah, I mean, like, no
I
joke.
didn't know this.
Yeah, like when does Pereira like? I mean, honestly, I'm not saying that this is a horrible take or a horrible read by me, but like I thought Erceg had chances striking like against him, like, and he got killed, so he didn't look good at all in that fight, and he got subbed after he got clubbed and subbed. But like, I mean, I was on Mikel at a much worse line, like decision wise versus Pereira. There's no way I can go jump jump ship on this fight now. Like you go the next fight, like you're saying, and just completely go recency bias and be like, oh, Pereira is just a fucking king now. Like I was trying to fade him with Mikel Erceg. So that to me is like, you're giving me a guy that's way physically stronger, a just much bigger guy, a guy who has, I think, more power than Mikel. Like, just, I don't know. To me, I just feel like it's a must. It's a must take a stab at these lines. It's just a stupid overcorrection and total recency bias, like you said. So Poteria points, huge line. Pereira points plus 460 is not bad as a hedge as well. And then the split for Ihor at plus 3,500 is fucking gigantic. Because I think that there's definitely a chance that one judge in Brazil fucks things up.
Yeah.
Like, no question about it. He fights close. Like they both could have moments. No question about it. So yeah.
I got news for everybody, just in case they thought like Pereira's like some kid. He's been a decision 18 times, guys.
Yeah, dude. I'm just, like you're saying,
I'm just trying to remind people he's not really the killer that they're making him out to be. Like
Fialho and Price fights, like you're saying, are gigantic red flags.
Dude, Fialho was landing like crazy. It was 1-1 going into the third.
I'm just saying, not being able to finish those guys, like not being able to finish.
Not even not finished, Tim. It was a close fucking fight.
Yeah,
against Fialho. It was a back and forth fight.
And plus, the last fight with Ihor's 5-1 in decisions, by the way. Like he's not this guy's only round 1 or round 2 or bust. Like he's won 5 decisions, he's only lost 1. Like to me, I just feel like there's some definite value on a decision for him. So that's awesome. We're on some hot takes on this one.
Yeah, that's my whisper bet of the week. All right, let's move on. Fight number 11. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 37-19 Anthony Smith versus the 11-0 Vitor Petrino, and this one's yours, Tim.
Two ways I think this fight goes. One is a used Corolla, and the other is definitely a Lambo. I think my brain says that I feel like Petrino wins a decision here. He's like, don't get me wrong, it's not Caio Bahaio level, but I mean that last fight. Forgot who he fought last fight. Pedro, right? Tyson Pedro, like retirement fight, just zero finishing instincts, didn't grapple hard until the end of the fight. Like just not being able to finish Pleasure Man. Just guys that are dying, like guys that just want to, you can get out of there if you're really proactive and a little bit more aggro. And I just feel like Petrino's going to strike with him until it doesn't work out, and then he's going to try to take him down. He's going to lay in his guard. I also feel that Anthony Smith is just a guy that plays off of his back and just doesn't. I mean, you take him down, and it could be the round. Like one takedown could be the round. But so that's what my brain says. Petrino points plus 225. That's the used Corolla, but there's a part of me that's like going, dude, if Smith gets his back, like Bellotto got his back, and if Smith gets his back, like Pleasure Man got his back, he's subbing this dude. Like this is where he's actually like fucking elite. Like he's gotten guys out before. So to me, I feel like it's not a question of like, I don't think that it's like super likely that he gets his back, but it may like, are you telling me that like Petrino, like not Petrino, but Bellotto and the Pleasure Man are like elite grapplers in this situation where you're gonna, I mean, they're not like they did. It was mistakes, and it was just transitions that were fucked up by Petrino. And it's like, if he makes those mistakes here and he gets his back taken by Smith, I feel like Smith has the skills to sub him. So plus 1,400 for Smith by sub, and then Petrino by points for plus 225.
All right. Wow. Another hot take from Tim. This one sucks for me because this is another one that lines are just shitty, bro. I kind of think Smith is washed, to be honest. I think he's completely washed, to be honest, at this point. They're giving Petrino kind of like a big name in Brazil on short notice to kind of maybe look good here. And, he's on a win streak and stuff. I don't think Petrino's great, but, they gave him Tyson Pedro retirement fight, right? UFC wants him to win. Obviously, they're giving Tyson Pedro. Now they're giving him in Brazil, another guy that's on the brink of retirement, to be honest. I think he's going to get knocked out, Anthony Smith, man. He's looked kind of bad. If I saw that Petrino threw more like leg kicks, I would love the knockout even more because I think he's going to destroy his leg. But he doesn't throw a lot of them. He throws them hard, but not many. So I do think he probably lands a bomb or two. I hate this. Honestly, this is my worst one of the whole fucking card. Like giving a Lambo player. I'm just going to go KO2. That's it. Plus 500. Nothing else. I really don't like anything on this fight, to be honest. And I think Petrino is going to get the knockout. I just don't know when. I don't know when. Could be 1. It could be 2. It could be 3. My gut feeling says 2. So I went with 2. But yeah. Give me round 2 KO here on Vitor Petrino. Moving on, fight number 12. It is the co-main event of the night, and it is in the bantamweight division. It is the 19-4 Jonathan Martinez versus the 31-8 Jose Aldo. And I will kick this one off. Martinez has shown me one thing, is if his kicks don't work, he kind of sucks. He's a bit chinny. He got dropped against Alejandro Perez. He got knocked out against Davy Grant. The guy's a bit chinny. And I think Aldo's a guy that can take it out of him. And if his leg kicks are not working, what's his backup plan? Because I don't think this guy has one, honestly. Every one of his wins are basically he's tearing up people's legs. So Aldo KO is 650, man. I think that's a big line. This guy still hits very hard. He's faced, look at the opposition he's faced, man. Merab, Font, he almost killed Font 10 times. Munoz, extremely durable. Pereira, extremely durable. Peter Yan, extremely durable. We can go. The Marlon Moraes one is the one that, he's not. But this guy can put out anybody, though, man. He really can. So, Rob Font was dead about 5 times in that fight, So, yeah. I mean, KO at 650. It's a little too wide here. And maybe Aldo, just maybe, he's been doing a lot of boxing. Maybe he puts his hands on him and finds a knockout here. What do you have here, Tim?
Same thing. I got Aldo KO plus 700. Yeah, I mean, this is just it could be splitish decision if things don't go well. I mean, I think it could be close. Aldo's like one of the hardest guys to like kick too. Like, I mean, he could check a few and completely change the game plan for Martinez. It does feel mushy because everybody in the world seems to be on Aldo in this situation. But yeah, I mean, if Davy Grant can do it, why can't Aldo? Why not take a shot on that?
So is it really everybody? I thought there was a lot of people on Martinez here. Maybe I'm wrong. No. There's a lot. According to Bet MMA, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more Aldo, but there's a lot of people on Martinez. So, yeah. All right. 407 live viewers, almost 200 on YouTube, 214 on X. Thank you very much, guys. Hit the like down below. I appreciate it, please. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that notification button, that bell down below, so you can get notified when we go live here for the Lambo Plays podcast. Also, my Discord link is down below, $25 a month. We beat almost every freaking line every week. I would say it's very good value with the live bets and everything else, but it's up to you guys. Link is down below, $25 a month, well worth it. We will move on. Main event of the night, and it is in the flyweight division. It is the 27-5 Alexander Pantoja versus the 12-1 Steve Erceg. And Tim, off to you, my friend.
Yeah, this is a fight that's just, you know, it was interesting, like, because you get a guy in Erceg that's had 3 fights in the UFC against 0 top 5 competition. And, you know, he was 1-1 against Costa, who we talked about earlier today, going into round 3. I know it was a unanimous decision where he was a big, gigantic dog against Dvorak, but to me, I just feel like if he doesn't have the moment, he had a few moments in each round. Like he was losing minutes to Dvorak in that fight. I also feel like Costa had a chance to get his back in the early part of the fight. And like we talked about, he's just too spazzy. This is now you're talking about Pantoja, who is literally the best back taker in this division for sure, and probably maybe one of the best back takers in the UFC. And I just feel like this line is kind of short. I know that people are jumping on Erceg because, you know, they like The Lord of the Vale and they like Game of Thrones and they know that he's basically him. So to me, I just feel like Pantoja he's gonna roll here. I feel like the narrative on cardio for Pantoja is way off. I hear everybody talking about his cardio is not there. It's like, dude, he's wrestle fucking guys for 5 rounds. He's won 2 5-round fights. He's won round 5 in both of them. Like if he's a gasser, he's an extremely functional gasser. The durability on Pantoja, I'm not concerned about. Like he's taking shots from Figueiredo. Almost every fighter at this weight class gets fucking murdered by those shots if you're taking them from Figueiredo. He took all that damage and kept coming, lasted in that fight as well. So to me, I think that this fight is Pantoja all day. Whether or not he finishes him or not, I mean, honestly, I could see it going either way, but I'm going to give the sub. I'm going to give the sub round 1, 2, 3. Usually when Pantoja finishes a fight, it's usually early. I do think that Erceg can gas too, though, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's late. But I kind of think like when they're dry and when Pantoja's got significantly more energy in the fight, I do feel like he's going to have a chance to take his back, and I just feel like he's going to sub him. But yeah, to me, I wouldn't be shocked in a decision. You'll see that in the parlay later on. But like to me, I feel like Pantoja sub plus 300, sub 1 is 12, sub 2 is 15, sub 3 is 17-1.
I'm just going straight sub, Tim. There's levels to grappling, man. And Pantoja's on a different level. You're going to give me 325 on a sub for this guy, high level of a guy on the ground against Erceg, who's I've seen him in bad positions on the ground versus Haddon versus, you know, Costa almost had his back. And he, like we mentioned earlier, he makes a ton of mistakes. Yeah, man, I'm gonna freaking take him. You know, 325 is just too big for this type of grappler in a huge step up for Erceg, in a guy that, you know, is traveling to Brazil. There's so many things going against Erceg, to be honest. Does he have good boxing? Sure. He's got good boxing. Does he get hit a lot? Yes. I can see a club and sub. I can see, you know, this guy's been dropped before. I think Pantoja finds a sub. I'm waiting for DraftKings to put this single game parlays, but I'm going to play a club and sub here. I think it's very live. I think Pantoja hits very hard. And we've seen this guy dropped and hurt before. You know, what makes me think he doesn't get dropped again? But if you get dropped and you get hurt and Pantoja gets your back or something, you're probably going to get subbed by him. You know, so plus 325, I think, is a good line. I think I don't even need to pick around. I don't want to get cute with it. You know, it's good enough for me. 3.25 to 1 on a guy that there's levels to grappling, man. And, you know, if Erceg shows me otherwise, fine. But let me see it. Let me see it, because I know one guy is proven. He's a champion. You know, there's so many narratives going around saying, oh, Pantoja could be done, or, he's on his way down. But why is he on his way down? He just went 5 hard rounds with Moreno a couple of fights ago, looked fucking very good, won round 5. Then against Royval, again, he won round 5. You can talk all the shit you want about Royval. The guy is easy to take down, but he's very fucking annoying when he's on his back. He's throwing up subs. He's working. He's nonstop. Is Erceg that hard? I want to see it. Let's see when he's on the ground what happens, So I think Pantoja gets him down. I don't think that's a matter of if, it's when. And I think if he gets his back, woo, baby, is he going to be in trouble, in my opinion. So, yeah. Give me Pantoja sub here at 3.25 to 1. All right, guys. Time for the Lambo parlays. Last week, Tim hit his. We went over 13 fights. Tim, do you have yours ready for the?
I do, but I'm gonna ask you and ask the crew here which one you like more, because I have two, but there's the third leg is the one that I'm like going back and forth, and I kind of I have a feeling that you're gonna go with the one that's my second one, but it's the Lucindo sub, Pantoja sub are the first 2 legs, and the third leg could either be KO by KO or Barbosa by sub. So I know you kind of like the KO KO.
Okay, so hold on. Which ones are the ones you like?
The first 2 legs that are guaranteed, and I have one. There's the parlay is going to change because I have like one potential with Pantoja by points as well. But it's like the third leg. I'm either doing the third.
What's the first 2 legs though?
The first 2 legs are Lucindo by sub and Pantoja by sub.
Okay.
And I was asking the chat as well as you, like, do you go KO for KO or Barbosa by sub? They're both around the same line.
Or who by sub?
Barbosa. The chat is saying go KO KO. So I think that's where you lean as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. So if it's KO by KO, it's 65 to 1 for Lucindo by sub, Pantoja by sub. And then I would also kind of hedge it by saying potentially Pantoja by points. It's 53 to 1. So if he does win a decision, I do think that it's possible that he wins a decision here and just grapple fucks him for 5 rounds. That would turn into 53 to 1 instead of Pantoja by sub. So that third leg, only the third leg would change. So KO KO, Lucindo sub, Pantoja sub, 65 to 1. Switch Pantoja to points, and it's 53 to 1.
Okay. Sub 53 to 1 points. All right. I'm gonna give my patented 2-3 stuff, and it's Borjas and Ruffy. I think Borjas and Ruffy find a finish in round 2 and 3. It's very big prices if you put them together, like any rounds. I mean, you're gonna get a very, very nice payout. I've been hitting one, Tim, every fucking week for the last 3 weeks, and I can't find the second one. Every week. It's one, not the other. Last week, Henry, the other one didn't hit. The week before it was Illentop didn't finish. I mean, if Illentop survives that, I honestly think he would have finished round 2 and 3. The week before that, who was it? The week before that was fucking Holloway 3-4-5 and Armand 2-3, and it doesn't hit again. It's like, it's brutal, dude. It's like 3 weeks in a row. I'm going to hit it, and I think this might be the week. I think Borjas 2-3, Ruffy 2-3, and mix and match, then like just take their 2-3s and then add the KOs if you want, because 2-3 for Borjas is still big. It's like 900, 1300, whatever. It's a big line, and then, the other guy just add it. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I have here. If you want to, I also have, I'm going to play this one for sure as well. I wrote it down. I like the Brito KO, the KO KO, and where's the third? And the Aldo KO. I like I'm going to play those 3. I think that's a pretty good payout there as well. I think all of them are live, and I think if you put them together, it's like 80-1 or something. So, yeah, I think that's it. All 13 fights, Lambo parlays given. Great fucking people here. 426. Appreciate you guys. Tim, where can they find you? What are you doing tomorrow other than being in a Discord? Other than cooking Wagyu steaks? Let the people know.
Yeah, gonna definitely do the Wagyus as always. Sean and I are probably gonna do a Spaces tomorrow in the middle of the day, right? Maybe a couple hours before the card on Spaces on Twitter. You can catch me on Twitter at Timothy_Troiano. Here every Friday. Thanks again, man. This is always a blast, and you guys are wasting money if you're or losing money if you're not subscribed to Narco's Discord, and it's just weekly, just cashes over and over and over, cashing tickets, cashing live bets. Definitely worth the space. There's a guy Villanova who's still in the Spaces live from last week, so he still is there enjoying his own time.
Dude, it's so funny. I looked at it today and I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's still in live chat. Is he gonna get out? He's just waiting for this week and shit.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a funny last line there. That was great. Also, fucking, what did I want to say? Also, we have like a lot of sharps for boxing, and there are a couple of guys that are really good with boxing because sometimes I just can't get to enough. Like, there's so much shit going on. It's just so many hours I could tape. It's like I'm spending more than 40 hours a week fucking taping. This week, I really dug deep because I liked so many spots, and it was like, man, I got to do my due diligence on all these spots here. So, George, Narrative Nation's in there. He's loving it. He loves the live spaces in there. I mean, the live space is crazy in there, man. We got like 120 people always in there, and they're cashing every week. Last week wasn't like the best, but we still had a big play. Who was it last week? Was it Mays? Dontel Mays at minus 130 or something? Yeah, after he dropped the guy. Yeah, it was something crazy. Either way, great day. Great show here, Tim. Are you doing a space with Sean tomorrow?
Yeah, probably 1:00.
All right. Join that space, guys. Always good. Great space. Also, guys, again, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and appreciate each and every one of you. And one last thing, like I always say, let's cash those tickets for UFC 301.